The Busch Clash has been a staple of speed weeks for 42 years. Starting in 1979, the Clash was a 20-lap exhibition race that featured the pole sitters from the previous season. The first Clash in '79 featured 9 drivers, with Buddy Baker taking the victory in the famed Gray Ghost car. Over the years coming past this, the Clash remained a short stint, taking place the Sunday before the Daytona 500. The event wouldn't have its most massive changes until about 2001, where it became a 70-lap race and was called the Budweiser Shootout. This race would be shifted to a Saturday night before the Daytona 500 qualifying, where it would stay until 2017, where its name once again changed from what it was called, the Sprint Unlimited, what a stupid fucking name, back to the Clash, where it also is back on its original date, the Sunday before the 500 during the day. And you'd think with how many NASCAR fans just want the past back that this would stick around for a while. Yet, in 2021, the Clash is moving to a different day and a different track layout. That's right, now this race will be run on a Tuesday night at the Daytona Road Course, a stark change from what was the previous 4 decades of Daytona racing. A large part of this had to do with the 2020 Busch Clash, because it was an absolute shit show. This race was such a damn wreckfest that it sparked almost universal pleas to change something, anything, to make the race better. So how bad was it? Well, let's revisit the 2020 Busch Clash, the worst Busch Clash in NASCAR history. The setting for the race at Daytona was actually pretty beautiful. It was a warm, mostly clear, sunny day with puffy clouds all over the sky. It was great for racing. An absolute best way to start the season.
Is out, the Busch Clash is underway. Ryan Newman edges ahead off 2.
Wow, look at Martin Truex Jr. getting a huge run to the outside of Ryan Newman. I think he got such a huge push from behind from Eric Almirola, and already we're seeing 3 wide further back in the pack. He had nowhere to go with that. He was either going to go through Newman or to the outside of him.
For the opening laps, the field became a choo-choo train. The field lined up to try and stay, well, alive, basically. While some tried to make a run on the bottom line, no one could really make any hay after that time. It was around 25 laps of nothing, absolutely nothing, until the break in the middle. Right before the yellow came out, a gaggle of cars did go down pit road, and they got some work done on their cars. And it also meant that it would shuffle the running order up a bit in the field, and they restarted on the 31st lap of the event. The racing actually became a little bit more competitive in the short term as they ran once again quickly side by side, but once again quickly they formed a freight train. This would go on until about 30 to go when some cars began pitting again, turning on alternative strategies to win. 2 distinct groups were now racing around the 2.5-mile facility. One group, mostly Chevys, were saving fuel, while the group of mostly Toyotas was charging towards them. Quickly, the laps clicked off. With around 14 to go, the back pack had actually caught the front pack's draft. The race was on, side-by-side racing for the win with 10 to go. The race was actually heating up really good. Now, it moved from 2x2 to 3-wide racing, everyone throwing caution to the wind.
Most of the cars have a reserve fuel switch in it, so the guys know about a lap ahead of time when it's going to run out, so they'll fill it sputter by turn that up.
And
Sorry, James.
Kyle Busch almost saved it. He collects Logano, and he's in the wall with Keselowski.
Yeah, you saw Joey Logano trying to keep Kyle Busch behind him, tried to block him, and Kyle went to the inside, and I think they made a little bit of contact and around, or what really just ultimately created this mess.
First incident caution of the Busch Clash.
Well, as
takes out 3 of the heavyweights.
And as we talked about, now you don't have to worry about fuel mileage.
This would normally just be an average superspeedway wreck, but it was the precursor to much, much more. The green would be set to come out on lap 72 of the 75-lap scheduled distance. It didn't work out well.
Too pretty of a day for that. Let's not waste time in there.
Chris Gabart, the crew chief, would rather walk to victory lane than the care center. Oh! Ryan Newman came down, and everybody behind piles up.
I saw a lot of rear tire spin on that restart. I think a lot of guys were struggling with grip, and they just started losing control.
You serious?
In an embarrassing showing of ineptitude, most of the field ended up either spinning or wrecking through the tri-oval grass on a restart. This also whittled down the field to 13 cars, but calamity was still in the air as they went into a green-white checker finish.
Everybody away clean that time.
Chase Elliott with a push on Denny Hamlin on the outside. Almirola has a little help from Blaney.
Big push coming from Chase Elliott to the rear bumper, Denny Hamlin. Whoa, almost turns Denny Hamlin.
Almost turned him again.
Man, this is wild back here on the back straightaway. Got Boyer giving a big, oh!
Hamlin
Denny goes around. I bet that fender caused that right rear tire to go down. Logano in it again. This one's going to take the 48 of Jimmy Johnson out this time.
With this, the race was extended even longer and left only around 7 competitive cars on the track.
No, he had to come in, lose some track position. Now we saw on that last restart, if you can get locked into the rear bumper of that car in front of you, you can really get them shoved out there and get a big run. That outside lane's materializing pretty good. Big run. Chase Elliott, oh, trying to get to the outside of the 42 at Kyle Larson.
Whoa, down to the bottom and they touch.
Oh, another wreck.
Ugh, another damn wreck. At least with only 6 cars left, it might be a little bit harder to wreck now.
Green, white, checker.
Tremendous push from Clint Boyer to get Austin Dillon out front cleanly. Now he's got control. Now all he has to do is watch what kind of run comes from behind. Can he put a block without causing a huge wreck? Look at Newman with the crossover move. That was a fantastic move by Ryan Newman. Big run coming to the outside by Eric Jones.
You can't block 3 lanes.
No, he's getting a huge push from Kyle Larson. Now Larson to the inside.
Jones's car is damaged, and Larson slips ahead. If they take the white flag under green, oh please, then the next flag will end the race.
3 wide.
Look at the speed Jones has with that car all bent up, and it's Newman at the white flag.
That was incredible. I mean, how did Larson pass all those cars and now fall all the way back to the end?
Last lap.
Denny Hamlin, big push to his teammate, Eric Jones.
Do you want to lead here or do you want to be second?
Well, all day long, I didn't want to be in the field as much as they were wrecking. But I really think, look at this run coming from Eric Jones.
3
now
wide.
3 to the inside, 3 wide.
Jones with the most damaged car in the race. He's in the front.
Now can Denny Hamlin,
Dillon slipped up high.
is Denny Hamlin going to make a move on him and still try to win this race? Doesn't look like it. He's going to push his teammate to the win.
Eric Jones is going to win the Busch Clash.
Eric Jones, the guy wrapped up in multiple wrecks, the guy who was off the lead lap for pretty much the entire day, won the race. He was pushed by his teammate, Denny Hamlin, who was a lap down. Yes, the lap car pushed his teammate to the win. Add to that the fact that announcer Jeff Gordon didn't even know he was a lap down, and you have a horrible ending to a horrible race. So, does this race warrant the change to the road course layout that we have today? No, it doesn't. Instead, either do Dale Jr.'s idea or do Slapshoe's idea. Dale Jr.'s idea is to return to basics, a 20-lap shootout. Slapshoe's idea is to use the temporary backstretch short track of old. One of those has to be better than this, because as bullish as I am on road courses in NASCAR, having 18 to 20 cars on a 3.5-mile track probably does little to promote good competition. Only time is going to tell us, so I won't have all my judgments now, but in a few weeks when this race does go through, I will have my judgments set. But for now, I pass this all on to you. What are your thoughts on the 2020 Busch Clash? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.